all of the minutes wasted on celebrations, you know, throw-ins, corner kicks, and all of that is going to be added in added time. Same thing we saw at the FIFA World Cup last year, and something similar has been seen at the FIFA Women's World Cup this year as well. So the Premier League is going to implement that same strategy in order to clamp down on time wastage. This and so much more will form the crux of the conversation with you this afternoon. Once again, good afternoon. Happy New Month. Welcome to the Football Fans Attack. Well, in case you're just wondering whose voice is this, you're not familiar to the frequency, then my name is Marizona, and I'm excited as always to be back on the show. I've got Mfoni Tina and UT David, and I've got Bladon Akimazu on together with the justice to every single thing that's in the plate. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. The numbers to give you the chance to be a part of the conversation. Hands up for your callers.
Oh, what a feeling. Look what we've overcome. Oh, I'm gonna wave my can't wait till they
See how fresh I look in my denim jacket, and I'm very hot. The weather is good. You have to be hot. All right, so let's talk about football and leave the things for the people that matters. UT David particularly. Super Falcons of Nigeria face European champions England Blyden in the round of 16 at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. The encounter is built for the Long Park, Spain. On the 7th of July, that's next week Monday, the three Lionesses booked a date with the Super Falcons after finishing top of Group D. And how did they do that? They defeated China today by 6 massive goals to 1 in the final group game of the competition. Lauren James, the name sounds familiar. She scored twice for the national team today. Chloe Kelly, Alexio Russo, Lauren Hemp, and Rachel Daly all scored as well for the English national team. Denmark finished second in the group after defeating Haiti by 2 goals. If we had finished as group leaders, would have faced Denmark, but at this point to finish as second, and we have to face off with the English national team. Well, Bladon, yesterday was saying it might be England, it might be Denmark, it might be China, but it is England.
Sad.
Sad?
Yeah, he's sad. It's sad because it's difficult. The English side have not lost a game yet at this tournament.
Exactly.
They conceded just 1 goal, and it speaks volume. And when you're able to maul former champions, 6 massive 1, it speaks volume about the quality they bring. Indirectly, we're saying the English team are progressing and they're getting better after every match. So I'm looking at China, I'm looking at Nigeria now, and I'm beginning to wonder what might befall the Super Falcons, and it's quite concerning from my standpoint. And we'll always go to had I known. I really wish that Nigeria had beaten Republic of Ireland. But let me take consolation of the fact that we qualified from a group that had the Olympic champions. I take consideration and those consolation from the fact that we played against the Australian, a co-host of this competition. I never thought Nigeria could do it against Australia. I never thought they could survive against Canada. And sadly, they had to make Republic of Ireland survive against them. But there's hope. It's a game of 11. It's going to be difficult. Now they have to learn to defend harder than they they defended in previous games. Now they have to learn to take their chances as fast as possible. But if they can stand it, come on, Lauren James, another problem for me.
All right, so UT, let's talk about this game and this potential encounter coming up next week, Monday. Now, in the first game, before the World Cup, right, let's start from there. Before the World Cup started, when we saw the draws for the World Cup, we said the Super Falcons will not progress from this stage. A lot of people said, well, these girls have no chance. Randy Waldrum is not even good enough and all of that. And then they're going to draw against Canada. We said, oh, Australia, they're the best. They're the co-host. We cannot win them. We went there, scored 3 against Australia, considered 2, won the game. And then the narrative changed from that to, oh, we're the best. We can do anything. We're going to make nonsense of the Republic of Ireland. We'll score 25 goals against them. We're going to score everything against them and all of that. Went and played a goalless draw. So there's been this seeming confusion, change of narrative for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. Now, you're as good as your last game. The last game was a goalless draw against Ireland. So, looking at that game and looking at the performance of the girls so far, do you think we stand a chance at all against England?
Well, anything is possible in the world of football, Mary, irrespective of your current form. Even the English national team didn't do well in the first and second game. I mean, they won by just a single goal. It's just the last game that they won by a large goal margin. So it certainly shows you that any shock can actually happen at this stage of the competition. I mean, take a look at the U.S. national team. They did it in 2015 and 2019. And many are saying they're favorites for this tournament. But it looks like they're currently deteriorating in terms of form. And, of course, the momentum they brought into the game as well. Not many saw the Japanese national team doing well. One of the best teams in this tournament, scoring 11 goals and conceding none. So it looks quite complicated at the moment. Nobody can really predict the outcome of this particular clash, I tell you. Because the inconsistencies in the Super Falcons team, how they play, they don't repeat it in every single game. The very first game, brilliant enough. The second game, they were brilliant. But the third game, it looks like it was quite a different Super Falcons team. Blyden talked about taking your chances in the last 16. Every single chance you miss count against your team. And that should be quite concerning on the part of the Super Falcons. Assistant Oshola, Westford in the last game, she must be able to be clinical if we want to get the best out of the English national team.
You said something yesterday. You said that a game between 2 mediocre teams would be boring, but a game between a top team and a mediocre team gets to be very interesting, and sometimes the mediocre team in quotes gets to win. And of course you alluded to the Australia-Nigeria game. Now, looking at this encounter in question, what does Nigeria, what does the girls, what does Randy Waldrum need to do to help us stand a chance against this much fancied English national team side?
Well, Mari, I have to be very honest with you, and I'm really scared. You want to look at the game England and China just finished now. England had 21 chances created. 21 chances created. The highest Nigeria's had at this World Cup is 7. I'm scared. I'm
in a single game.
7. So that's really looking terrible for Nigeria. It's looking like the end of the road. So I think Nigeria is going to go into that game sitting, just park the bus against this England side. Would they be able to hold the girl Lauren James out now? We have Alessia Rusho there. We have Ella Toone on the bench. All these girls could pop up anytime and do the damage against Nigeria. So I think Randy Waldrum has a lot on his hands. He has his work cut for him.
Right now, Blyden, let's head back to the conversation of yesterday, the post-match reactions we had from Nigeria's draw against Republic of Ireland. You talked about transition. You talked about, what else? Taking chances as they come. Now, the conversation of tactical decisions come again. Randy Waldrum as a coach of the side. This is the game where we'll truly prove if he is the one behind the wins for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. What are the decisions you expect him to take? Assistant Oshola, first game started, second game was on the bench, third game she started, and in 2 games she started, we've drawn. The only game she was on the bench, we won. All of that key decisions are set to be made, Blyden.
Mary, I think this one would be hard to keep a Asisat Oshola on the bench. You need your best players, because what happens by the time you come in is 4? What do? She can barely do anything moving forward. The game against Republic of Ireland was a game that gave a picture of the best side the Super Falcons have got. And I must tell you, Asisat Oshola is the best striker for that side. I saw the game. I saw when she left the team and what happened. But here's my biggest problem now. Before now, if you want to analyze this game, it would be what you have to do. Now you have to look at what you have not to do. Because you're playing against a top side.
What you do not have to do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the key things I've noticed about the English side is, first game, Lauren James didn't start that game. They struggled. Second game, she started her first start for the English national team. And she scored. They were explosive. The next game she started, back 2 goals, could have made it 3, but for the fact that it was
Three,
cancelled.
3 goals, 3 assists for her.
And
2 starts.
Absolutely. So you see, she's a star. So you have to find a way to stop her, one way or the other. One person have to find a way to stop her. And she's the definition of what we mean as a national team. A typical number 8, whether she has to move from a midfield up front. But that position that gets to the edge of a box and create that transition, she's doing it fantastically well for the English side. And now, our defensive midfielder has a handful of work to do against Lauren James. From a Nigerian point of view, we have to find a transition one way or the other. Whether we have to double attack in the second half, the coach has to find a way to do that. But the bulk of the job would be being excellent defensively. The high block system I've always talked about will be needed when they face English side, because you have to stop the English side from the midfield, and then you talk about you winning it, because the onions now, the strength of the game is on the English.
All right, so that's the conversation. We'll keep talking about the story until the game on Monday, and we'll keep hoping as well that Nigeria gets a good result. It might be difficult, but of course, the girls will take consolation in the fact that 42 million, blind, how much is it? 45.2?
46.2 million.
46.2 million, that's $60,000 will be given to them, even if they crash out at the stage of the competition. So it's big money.
They better not crash out. There's still plenty of money to be made.
Yeah, definitely. Right, so let's still talk about Nigerian stories now. Yesterday, guys, we talked about Victor Osimhen and the offer from Saudi Arabia. The only thing we said was that the Saudis are offering how much? 120.3 million pounds. That's 130 million euros for Victor Osimhen. We never got to get the details of how much they were offering Osimhen in terms of wages. And after the show, it was revealed that the Saudis, Al Hilal Football Club particularly, are offering Osimhen the sum of £1 million every single week. Now, let's put it just in perspective. Osimhen's current wage bill right now stands at £7 million a year. Now, Napoli's new contract proposal is that he's going to get £13 million a year. That's if he signs the new contract with Napoli. But this is what he's going to be getting if he goes to Saudi Arabia. £1 million a year. So what Napoli are offering him in a year, he's going to get that in 2 weeks at Al Hilal if he signs. Like then all of us here said, we cried, we lamented, and we told Osimhen, if you go to Saudi Arabia, something will happen to you and all of that. But now, it is £1 million per week. Let's not talk about the conversion to Naira, because that's like 1 billion Naira every single week. I ask again, should Osimhen not go to Saudi Arabia?
Mary, yesterday I was talking with my contingent close to Itam police station. And everyone gave a kick. I said, Osimhen, especially Mr. Kufra, he said,
that contingent will call us very soon and tell us.
And he said, if he doesn't go to Saudi Arabia, but it's hard. Now I feel like I shouldn't be a Nigerian, Mary. You know why? So I could be logical about it, because the amount of money is humongous.
Absolutely.
The amount of money can make you stupefied. The amount of money can make you forget about your career.
No, but
say, come on, I don't want to play in Europe again. Some conversation gets like this.
Now,
what do I want to win?
Let's talk about let's look at the indices.
You've not given your verdict.
UT, let's look at the indices first of all. You know,
my brother, it's hard for me to give verdicts on this one.
The first index is laurels. Individual trophies. Say the CAF Best Player of the Year.
Yeah.
Say the Ballon d'Or award, as the case may be. Say UEFA Best Player of the Year. He is not going to get that. Let's put might not get that. Or the chance of getting that in Saudi Arabia is even slimmer. Right? But let's also talk about the fact that he has to make money. The original idea that his father decided, his father never wanted to play football. The original idea to play football is to make money.
Yeah,
and this is
money come from a background that used to sell pure water.
This is a chance at making generational wealth seamlessly. UT, what should he choose? Legendary status, stay in Europe, become a one-time this, a one-time that, or go to Saudi Arabia right now, make... The money is making me teary.
Very so hard. Really so hard at this point. But I just feel he finds a common ground before the start
stop
of the
that.
season.
What is this? Come on, stop that.
Let's look at something.
What do you mean by common ground?
I think it's a two-way thing. First up, you've talked about trophies, laurels, and perhaps being one of the best on the continent of Africa. But then another question comes to my mind. Does all of those laurels, is it even equivalent to the money that's been offered in Saudi Arabia? Another thing is quite young. I mean, if he goes to Saudi Arabia,
Now-
spend 2-3 years, come back and still win it.
Let's
the
get
fact-
the
now-
lawyer's perspective.
Yes.
to Messi.
Oh, yeah. The potential family lawyer.
It looks complicated.
The potential
man.
family. Now, let's talk about something before we get the lawyer's perspective. You know, the football fans, are saying, what does Osimhen be remembered for? Trophies or for money, right? If people watch football for because of money
There you go.
or the competitions to be won. Who cares about now? Osimhen will be remembered for his years at Napoli for the rest of the history of that football club.
All right.
Who cares about what you'll be remembered for?
Well, we've looked at it from one side of the coin now. I think let's flip the coin now.
Okay.
You want to talk about the contract offered to Osimhen and the one that was, offered to Mbappe, which he never even agreed. So imagine Osimhen stays in Europe for 2 more years. That contract was not close. How as mouth-watering as Osimhen's contract was, it's not as close. It's not even close to what Mbappe was offered. So just imagine that Osimhen stays 3 more years in Europe. He still has a chance to go to Saudi Arabia. So I think there's no rush in it right now. He's 24.
Well, Mbappe has been earning over 800,000 by
That's what I'm saying.
almost 900,000
That was why I started. That was why I started with what he's earning right now
Still
and what
earning
he's
much.
going to earn even if he signs to the
That's why the
contract.
conversation come in, because if you're putting Mbappe into the conversation, Mbappe is one of the richest footballers in the world already.
Definitely.
Weekly, Mbappe is earning close to what Osimhen would be earning in Saudi Arabia.
In Europe, that's the
Victor's
conversation.
not broke.
Now,
Victor's
now,
not broke.
Now, we know he's not broke.
nobody's saying he's
Nobody's
broke.
saying he's broke. Now, also, guys, because this is quite something interesting, and of course, we're looking forward to seeing what happens at the end of the day. But also, guys, let's also look at Saudi Arabia, and Victor Osimhen, rather, as a football player.
Yeah.
He's at Napoli right now, and we're saying stay at Europe. Would Napoli give him what he wants, the individual laurels? Obviously not, right?
Yeah, it's looking
No.
that way.
Will Napoli also give him the money he might need?
No.
Definitely
Obviously
not.
they can't
That's second. And let's look at the teams coming for Osimhen. We're only hearing PSG.
Yes.
PSG is a fallen club right now. A club in chaos.
They can only offer money, not trophies.
So they can only give you money too, and not trophies. So what are we talking about,
Well, it's the
guys?
same thing with Saudi Arabia.
Let me say this. Let me say this about this from a logical point of view. Well, I think chance will always come, one way or the other. If I were to advise Osimhen, I wasn't his family member, and I wasn't a typical Nigerian who thinks it's a one-of-a-time opportunity for him. This would be the advice I'll give him. Well, in that deal you're signing for Napoli, sign for Napoli. If you have to extend a contract, extend with Napoli. But let the release clause be within 100 million pounds. Well, come on, engineer.
It's already worth 100 billion pounds, Mary.
No,
It's already worth 100.
the release clause before now, they were saying 170 million pounds. So if they set it within the range of 100 million pounds, I know that come next 2 seasons, probably he might get to join a big club, and then he might play some decent football and get to be a superstar the way he ought to. And probably opportunity might come. We don't know if it would be Saudi Arabia then. It could even be bigger than what we're seeing here if it becomes a bigger superstar. But come on, it's so hard to turn a blind eye to that amount of money.
But it's quite simple. I mean, looking at the fact that it's only PSG coming for the man at this time, it's even far better going to Saudi Arabia because there's no guarantee that you're going to PSG to win anything. I mean, the ambition is not even to win the UEFA Champions League there.
PSG is trying to make him the poster boy of the new era.
Mbappe was the poster boy. I never saw any dividends.
And you saw what happened with Mbappe.
I never saw anything.
He's going to Real
They've
Madrid
not won
now.
the Champions League for
He's
crying
going
out
to
loud.
Real
That was
Madrid,
the
the
ambition.
biggest club in the
They had
world,
the
and not going to
Galacticos, but they didn't win it.
Well,
All right.
what can they
If
say?
Osimhen is the next Mbappe, I think it's good news for
in
him.
all of this,
Mary.
in all of this here, Blyden,
Let's say money is a defense. No wonder these guys are fighting, trying to defend it.
in all of this, right? It's on Osimhen and Napoli to decide, right? Because Napoli have to accept the offer from Al Hilal, and Osimhen has to accept to go to Saudi Arabia, and that's a conversation. We look forward to seeing what he does. But if I was close to the man, I would conduct my medical myself on him, and I'll tell him, bros, you're done. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. Let's take calls in 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Good afternoon. Osimhen to Saudi Arabia. Go or not? Good afternoon, Tim. I'm going to welcome to the show.
There was no fact that the Super Falcons played the Lions of England in the round of 16. England humbled China by 6-1 against you. And the player to watch is Lauren James. It is the top game. for the Super Falcons. Had it been they won the island, as I was talking, it could have been better for them. They could have made a lesser opponent. Bookmakers favor their trailers. The Super Falcons coach Mary need to work on his midfield. Not every pass going to Lawrence James. If they play what they play against Ireland, Mary, they pass. They let them use basket and pass those. I'm not coming up patriotic. Finally, Mary, forget the female issue. There is time and season for everything. Read the Bible says money answers everything. But your female need knowledge also. But you will not go there because your phone will be dead. I don't have nothing to go there, Mary. Let him stay in Europe like 3 years before you go there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for talking to us, Tiab Ghana. One thing we forget to understand, this is not, maybe I'm being too emotional, right? But one thing we forget to understand is that there's no assurance that our cement stocks are going to continue to rise.
That's it.
Also, there's no assurance his stocks will fall, Mary.
No, yeah, definitely. It's a two-way thing. But you have a chance at making mammoth money.
It's still a chance of becoming one of the finest
We've seen one
attackers in the
season
world.
wonder players.
Welcome. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mary.
Welcome, Godwin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Emmanuel Ekpere and Blady.
Good afternoon.
Hold on, guys. Welcome for the Quran. Please, Mary, I learned that Super Falcons help the likes of England to play in the round of 16 of a Women's World Cup. Wow. I see it as it's going to be a very tough match. England are going to give us headache. There are a hard nut to crack. And I think with the formation, a good formation of the coach Randy Waldron, I want to urge him to, really work on the team now. He has a lot of work to do by observing the playing tactics of the England and allowing the Super Falcons, the girls, to really capitalize on that.
All right.
And if I know it's a game of football, anything can happen. If luck will be on our side on that day, that fateful Monday, I think we will be able to overcome the England.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
I'm ready.
0817-624-8565 and of course 090-2223-1011 and that's the phone lines. Well, of course, we're streaming live as well on Facebook, so go there, the Planet Radio 101 FM page, drop comments there. We'll take them in the course of the show. You can also see my jean jacket.
Hello. Good afternoon, Arizona.
Well, Pastor, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. I have not been able to get into the course.
Welcome, Pastor. It's good to have you back.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Nigeria, the Super Falcons playing against the Lionesses of England is going to be an Herculean task for them to turn the cut. The pedigree of the Lionesses is unquestionable. Mrs. James is the sister on a very good day can run riot through the Super Falcon defense. So the tactician has to come to the defenses now and at his best to show he is technically and tactically sound and ensure that he brings out the players and the tactics that will put that girl into check.
Okay, Pastor.
It is better for us to, if we want to lose against them, let us lose honorably.
Thank you.
We want to, instead of losing scandalously.
Thank you.
Wish them the best of luck all the same. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Let's take from the other line.
Yeah, good afternoon, Larry.
Yes, name and location.
My name is Solomon, calling from you.
Welcome, Solomon.
Yes, I'm so happy to make the call because I've been trying this for a very long time.
Welcome.
First, I want to appreciate you for your good work. I've been enjoying you for quite a long time now. Please, I'm much concerned about the Osimhen move. Please, if I was to be Osimhen or related to Osimhen, I would like you to make the move. If not for anything, but for the money. Because I don't see a chance of Osimhen winning the Champions League with Napoli or even Paris Saint-Germain going to Paris. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for talking to us. 090-222-31011 and of course 0817-624-8565. Let's talk to Victor, the sport oracle. Hear what he has to say. Oh, good afternoon, the Victor.
Yeah, good afternoon, Emmanuel, the great, Claire, and good afternoon to you guys in the studio.
Happy New Month to you too, Victor.
Okay, good coming for this afternoon. My son, let me say that he probably talking about Victor Osimhen. It is the money aspect of the soccer aspect. Let me say that he will remember Victor Osimhen for so many things as a player. Just recently came to his country of flowers, give some money to motivate the team. For now, and he needs to stay in a club who can give him the trophy. Let him maintain his contract in Napoli. When the time came, he will not go to Saudi. Because Saudi Arabia is not a country that when you go, you will still the number one to remain in.
Thank you. Thank you very much for talking to us. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Yes. Oh my goodness. Please do want to call me back. I'm so sorry.
Represent your country.
So let's just stick with 0817-624-8565. The other phone line is a little here and there. That's a conversation. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, my son.
Welcome.
My name is Nifred. I'm calling from.
Welcome, Difriki.
I want to talk about the Osimhen move.
Please go ahead.
For my opinion, I would advise him to go to Saudi. Because I remember what happened to Oscar when China came for Oscar. He pleaded with Chelsea to allow him based on the family that he came from. So for me, I would advise Osimhen to go to Saudi. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Now, this is a conversation because sometimes football fans get a little selfish, because they want to watch these football players play games and all of that. They forget about the fact the players have to make money. I've got a fan. I don't want to mention his name. I've got a friend of mine, not a fan, a friend of mine, asking what would these players be remembered for. Blyden, what do you remember Ronaldinho for?
What I remember Ronaldinho for? All the moments I saw him play in Europe. The finest footballers.
The trophies he won, right?
Well, not necessarily. The moments I got from Ronaldinho.
All right.
No one has given me such moment in world football.
Do you realize in 2008, Ronaldinho declared that he had just £5 in his bank account?
Yeah, absolutely.
The greatest footballer at some point in this world.
He was even jailed at some point.
The greatest footballer at some point had just £5 in his account. Tell me why this guy will not go out and make money.
Well, it wasn't because he didn't make money, Mary.
No, but
It's because he squandered it.
No, but
he could have been in Saudi Arabia and she squandered it, Mary.
Nah, but he would have more, at least.
Come on, Mary, don't say that. He made humongous amounts of
No,
money.
but he would have more. He would have more if he went to Saudi. The conversation is having more, Blyden.
Good afternoon, Arizona.
Welcome.
Thank you. My name is Naglachuko.
Welcome, Heidi.
Thank you. I want to talk about the Super Falcons. I said yesterday that they shouldn't meet England. But unfortunately today, they will play England by next Monday. I'm praying that they should outclass the English women's team. It's not impossible. If they were able to do that against Canada and the host the country Australia, I think they're also capable of becoming wonders. Aside from that, I don't know if you have talked about Maguire, our former captain. My prayers every day that guy should accept any deal that comes. He will stop training himself.
Manchester United rejected £20 million from West Ham for him. He's that valuable.
$20 million was very low, actually.
All right.
But I think for the truth, he should leave Chelsea because he's making something of himself. He knows that. And I know the people we're having now is going to be disgracing the more. And I want him to be disgraced in this Manchester United.
Thank you very much. Onana just yelled at him to do what he needs to do, not disgrace him. Two different things. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome.
Yeah, this is Scolari, yeah.
Yes.
Scolari, thank you for having me to this discussion.
Been a minute, Scolari. Welcome.
Now, I definitely do not believe that Osimhen still has 5 years of active football as an African man. If I were to give him an advice, I would tell him to go to Saudi and make the money. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much. Keeping it short, simple, and direct. God bless you. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon, Arizona.
Welcome. Name and location.
Whatever work alone is more.
Oh, Mr. Moore, it's been, how is Cross River State, by the way? You know, these days your Liverpool team just here and there. Well, it's good to have you back on the show.
We're still on.
I know.
Arizona, we're on.
I know that.
Going to the season. Well, let me just chip this in. Going to the season, quadruple is done. It's going to be. But on the cement, my brother, parameters are many. The nuggets are many. One of which is the fact that if he misses this chance, he might never get it anymore. Have you considered injury worry? And the kind of play, the way he plays, he sounds like someone who could pick up injury anytime. And that may not give him any of such opportunity. So if I were him, like you said, he has made his mark in Napoli. It's long lasting. Let him go and make his money. In Lagos, pure water seller. You know what that means in a year too? He can come back to Europe and then continue his whatever.
Thank you.
For me, I support his leaving. Thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Right? Arizona,
Thank
I'll
you.
come again. Whatever work alone, bro.
Thank you so much. Let's take this one more call before we talk about the stories. You see this thing?
Hello, Arizona.
Yeah, it's Arizona. I just had the M at the start and you're good.
Just said from Calabar.
Welcome.
If Osimhen was my brother, I would just call him and remind him that there's no creativity in football. Then I will allow him to decide. And for Man United, still thinking, I don't know what they are expecting. If Maguire was in another club, will Manchester United remove £20 million to buy him?
They spent 80. Thank you very much for understanding why United are not valuing this man anything less than £20 million.
Yeah, let me just add another perspective to all this conversation. For me, there's a combination about growth, and there's always going to be a need for an African player to break the dog for the next generation to follow.
Absolutely.
And one of those African footballers I'm seeing at this moment, for Nigerians to follow, for Africans to follow, is Victor Osimhen. If he cut short this momentum, moved to Saudi Arabia, what's the inspiration? What's the drive? What do we look for?
He's
not a motivational speaker. He's a footballer trying to feed his family.
You've won the highest scoring. What else do you want as a player?
Can I just finish?
Let's light and breathe. Light and breathe.
Is a deck that what we've talked about winning the Scudetto and all that is a deck for Africans. I want to see an African.
Now, Blyden, your son is Victor Osimhen.
Might forget my son.
No. Victor Osimhen is your son. No. Let's settle this matter here and now. Victor Osimhen is your son. He's got this offer from Saudi, £1 million per week. You want him to become the motivational speaker, for the youngsters. I'm coming. You ask him to stay or go.
Mari, as my son, it's difficult to say, but let's say I'm representing.
The thing is, we're too selfish as football fans to forget that these players have got.
Mari don't use the word selfish. It's not about selfishness. It's different angles to it.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
I
Different
agree.
angles to it.
I agree.
Different angles to it.
Okay, let's move on and talk about something else. We'll still taking calls in. Blyden says as his son is tricky, but me, I know he would call me to advise his son to go to Saudi Arabia. We'll do Facebook page in a minute or two from now, but let's look at other stories. By the way, Chelsea have launched their first bid for goalkeeper Robert Sanchez from Brighton, and he comes in as good competition for Kepa Arrizabalaga, who is at Chelsea right now. Both are Spanish, so it makes sense. Chelsea's first bid is reported to be, well, there's no fee here, but of course, we're waiting for Brighton's reaction to the bid. Just coming back further home, Ezekiel Tamara has joined Bendel Insurance, and that's the story. Had a medical a couple of days ago, yesterday actually, and he's officially signed with the Benin Arsenal. He joins from Shooting Stars Football Club after the end of his contract. We hear he's going to earn 600,000 naira monthly at Bendel Insurance Football Club. We saw the unveiling, and it was blissful to say the least. Well, Fabinho officially joins Benzema at Al Ittihad Football Club. £40 million is a fee Al Ittihad paid for Fabinho. He's 29 years of age, and he has officially joined Karim Benzema and Golo Kante in that club. So we're going to see a Kante-Fabinho midfield combination, not in Europe rather. It's in Saudi Arabia. That's interesting to see. And of course, we hear that PSG called Kylian Mbappe to the office and said, come. Let's not fight again. Let's give you a contract to sign, just a 1-year contract to sign. You can still leave for free next year, but it's going to be in a fixed price. Mbappe said no. That's a conversation. So obviously, this man's leave for free
next season.
That's a conversation. You don't leave for free.
Well,
but you still leave next season.
Well, I think the man
Because the contract still ends next season.
Next season, yeah.
So in other words, they want to give him an extension. And we know the concept of contracts, Marizona.
No, it's about clauses. I don't think it's a new contract. It's
We
about
know
changing
we
the
know
clause
the,
in
we know the
contract.
concept of contract. I take that from
It's
blindness.
the same thing the next year. Next year gets his contract finishes next year.
All right.
Like,
And
it's
if you
just
want to
about
lose your best
placing
player for
evaluation
free,
on the clause of the
the best
contract.
player, no, that's not a conversation.
Yeah.
If he signs a contract extension,
Of course.
now because you cannot say let's sign another contract. It's a contract extension, meaning his contract would end the upper season, not next season.
Yes.
And then they're telling him you don't go for free, we sell you. It means you sit out this next season and not move.
Yes,
Mbappe wants to move.
Of course.
All right, let's talk about something else. Rasmus Højlund is expected to arrive in the UK today ahead of his medical with Manchester United. The Atlanta striker will then sign a 5-year contract with the club with an option for the year. Now, guys, £72 million is the fee, and it could rise to £77 million is if we look at it from it's £64 million. It could rise to £72 million plus performance-related addeds. When he's 20 years of age, has spent just one season at Atalanta, right? Signed for £72 million, and he's going to be taking on the burden of scoring goals at Manchester United. Is this lad ready for what's coming?
Well, we can't tell if that challenge right now, but you want to look at strikers who've come to England. A lot of them have flattered to deceive. So I think the 20-year-old lad is actually he's put himself in a shoe that's actually very big right now, because Manchester United has a lot of pressure. The club alone playing at Old Trafford is a lot of pressure. So I think Rasmus probably has something up his sleeves ready for us. He has to surprise us this season.
Right, so, well, UT, this is a youngster who, of course, has been talked about too much. But first of all, the price tag, that's one. And then secondly, the burden, because last season it was just Marcus Rashford all through the season, so they need somebody to take off that burden on Rashford at Manchester United. Do you think this youngster has got the energy to score the goals? Because at United, the numbers count.
Well, first of all, I would say I understand that Manchester United faithfuls, having at the back of their minds that this boy is just coming to hit the ground running. But I think they should lower their expectation at this time, because he's pretty much young, and I feel if he doesn't do better in the first season, he may come good in the second
That's
season.
the problem. He signed for £64 million plus minus performance based bonuses.
we understand
gets to £72 million blinded, and you're not expecting this youngster to hit the ground running.
Any player.
Mari, now you pay the money.
No, but that's
worrying. It's for money. You've been talking about the amount of money.
I'm not worried.
I'm
not worried.
Yes.
No,
So
gets
if he
me
doesn't
right.
deliver.
Gets me right. I'm not worrying.
Of course.
I'm not worrying. The truth is, United need a goal scorer right now.
We know. That's why the sport is talent in the young
They have now
they're looking
spent
for talent.
They have
Don't
now spent,
expect
they have
much
now
from
spent
him this
£72
season.
million on this youngster
On
that
talent.
scored just 9 goals and 2 assists in the 32 games last season
So if you
in
could ask
Atalanta.
Mary, this
So the
is a
question would be,
potential strike.
why did they sign him? Last season he scored 9 goals.
Why did they
It
sign
means
him?
that there's something they've seen beyond the goals. One of the track of this young star is that he's explosive.
Now, will the fans see that when he starts going on
They should
15
see
games?
everybody.
they should expect
The most-
below what they're expecting.
I think the
now.
most important person in this conversation is Eric Ten Hag. His ability to handle the young lad.
All
He's
right.
20. He's young.
Otherwise, they would have gone for other
But
strikers.
he's
who
got
scored over
experience in
15
Syria.
goals.
Playing a top side Atlanta. I think we should stop talking about how much, and all the pressure. Let's see what a young lad performs moving forward for Manchester United.
Sorry,
They've been
Mari,
You know
melting.
how inflated the
Mari,
market is.
I'll take our minds back to when we got Amad Diallo. It was still the same talk about talent. £40 million for a player that was sent to the academy. Come on,
Manchester
look at it.
United over the years have got established strikers.
The same Atalanta.
I want to get- I want to
How
get
many
out-
games?
what is
How
your
many
argument?
Lukaku joined for
The
humongous
argument
amounts
is
of
that
money.
Mari-
over
Let's get his
75.
argument.
Yes, Mari said this boy scored 9 goals last season. Manchester United, Eric Ten Hag has come out to say after a lot of preseason games that he needs a goal scorer. And you're going for a lad that scored just goals in the Serie A.
In 2 words, expectation, pressure,
Of course.
Murray here
He
is
should
it.
be caught
They
short.
are aware. The entire board,
The 72 million
the entire
cut short.
scouting
Come
system
on.
are aware.
Marketing is
So the
inflated.
question is this: what are Manchester United looking for in Rasmus? Here is what they're looking for. They've seen the talent, they've seen the quality of the lad. Rashford has been scoring the goals. This young lad is explosive. He could add some bites for them moving forward. And he has years on his side to become such a top player and score the number of goals you want him to
They
play.
say this.
Let's get to see what happens. going forward.
All right, guys. They said the same thing for Daniel James. They said, all right, guys. They said the same thing for Anthony recently. These days. All right. 090-2223-1011 and 0817-624-8565. Well, I'll let the boy breathe, and I will not suffocate him. The United fans will do that.
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
I'm calling from
Good afternoon, comrade, and welcome to the show.
Yeah. I think I want to...
On Facebook.
Yeah. Happy New Month to all of you.
Absolutely. Happy New Month to you too, comrade.
Yeah. I want to say that Onana in 3 matches has conceded 8 goals. I wonder how many goals he will concede in 8 matches. That is for him to assess. And the other issue, I think I have said in the morning that Super Falcons should have played and won that match so that they would have avoided England. As it is now, it's just football. I think we know anything can happen, but I'm not so excited about it any longer. Thank you.
Thank you very much for talking to us. As a matter of fact, United's top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 signings, top most expensive signings have turned out to be flops. Paul Pogba, Romelu Lukaku, Anthony, Harry Maguire, Jadon Sancho. I'm waiting for Rasmus Højlund. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Good afternoon.
25 seconds, Pastor.
Yeah, Pastor John for the second time. Arizona this time, Victor Osimhen to Saudi Arabia, and obscure league, I don't support that move. If we support that move, we may afford a situation where Nigeria will miss out on an African player of the year after a very long while, because that is the prospect.
All right.
I don't see him bringing out all this if he moves to Saudi Arabia. We may also lose out on a possible Ballon d'Or winner in Victor Osimhen. At this stage, I don't advise him to go to such an obscure league. No matter the amount of money given to him, the laurel will elude him.
Pastor,
Let
please.
him stay on.
Pastor, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question? And I need just one answer. Can I ask you a question, Pastor? I need just an answer. If Victor Osimhen was your son, what would you advise him to do?
I would advise him to stay on in Europe for the next 2-3 years before he moves for where to get his money.
Thank you very much, Pastor, for talking to us. All right, so it's confirmed. Virgil van Dijk is Liverpool's new captain, and Trent Alexander Arnold is the vice captain for Facebook.
Well, Joseph Suberu here says, actually, Longhorn here, I'm not scared of England. They should be scared of us. None of us have lost the game. They only started scoring against China. We are difficult to beat. Our defense is one of the best. The only thing Coach Waldrum should do is to try to make us attack. When we attack, we are dangerous, but we are not attacking well enough. He should please bring Opara Nozier, who has a good understanding of Asisa Deshuala, to the attack. Drop Ajibade to the bench. She can come in from there. Still maintain the 2 defensive midfielders of Ayinde and Uchebe and Tony Payne as playmaker. We should keep our defensive team and we'll just be fine. Also, we have Pride Maker here saying, good day and happy new month, sports crew. Super Falcons will make it to the next round. Joshua Tom says, good afternoon, guys. Please let Victor Osimhen go to Saudi Arabia, collect that money, and bring it back to Nigeria and build a refinery for us. What's his trophy compared to 1 billion naira a week? We have Samuel Edison.
It's a refinery part for me.
So Edison here says, if Osimhen doesn't move, that money will hurt me. Remember?
Who are these people?
Remember, Osimhen is not European. At some point, he will be affected for not moving. The Saudi Arabia are out to frustrate some players. And also, we have Samuel Edison again says, Omo trophies help. Omo na 1 million a week. Oh. If Osimhen na my brother, now to they sing for that money for an ear like mosquito. Thank you very much from Facebook fans there.
All right, so that's it. Let's talk more transfers before we take a few calls in and bounce. Southampton have rejected Liverpool's improved offer for Romeo. How much do they want? Romeo Lavia. Jurgen Klopp's side are also exploring a deal for Fluminense's Andre if Southampton's valuation for the teenage midfielder remains very, very high. Well, we understand that the new offer from Liverpool is still below the £40 million valuation. And of course, Southampton are looking for £50 million for the Belgian international. So there's still a significant gap between what Liverpool are offering and what Southampton are, of course, asking for. And even Manchester United have entered the race to hijack the deal from Liverpool and sign Romeo Lavia. That's a conversation. Chelsea are back in talks with Juventus over the sale of Romelu Lukaku Blyden. And right now, it looks like it's a swap deal. Dusan Vlahovic to Chelsea, Lukaku to Juventus. What do you make of the deal?
Well, nothing to lose at the end of it. Lukaku wants to leave. They can afford to keep him in longer. Other suitors are no more interested in Lukaku. Inter Milan, who were part of that mix, gave up along the way. It's left for Juventus now, and they called a shot. And look at it, Vlahovic, I think he's a decent striker, one word or the other. Might not have the numbers in recent times. And looking at this Chelsea setup, young players gathered around, and possibilities of having two strikers in the team, it would make a lot of sense from a Chelsea point of view.
All right, 090-222-31011. Scratch that. 0817-624-8565. Let's stick to that line.
We created equal, one race and that's human. Can't wait till they all see that.
All right, so while we're taking calls in Eintracht Frankfurt, Randall Kolomwani. He's 24 years of age and he's a striker. Good afternoon, welcome to the show.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes.
I think Chelsea looking for a striker, and then they have forwards in the option. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us. Levi Colwell has agreed to sign a new 6-year contract with Chelsea. He's been a subject of interest from Brighton, but the young star wants to stay at Stamford Bridge for as long as possible, and it's a conversation. West Ham are ready to walk away from the deal to sign James Ward-Prowse after his second bid was rejected. £40 million he's been rated by Southampton. Interesting. Top Ghana.
How about you talking about Martinez? Mari, these guys, most of them live reckless, extravagant life. I don't think that someone that prepares his life when the footballer that is taking for money. My final thought, I would like this guy not to go Saudi Arabia. There is time for everything. Let me remain in Europe 1, 2, 3 years. Maradona is being remembered because of what? The Lauren reward. Just where was remembered? He's the first African to be the context. Let us see the ground for for us. Before we go to China or whatever in Saudi Arabia.
Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Top Ghana, for talking to us. Now, let's talk about David Raya. And I wanted to shift this conversation to tomorrow because it's not just about David Raya. I wanted to talk about Kepa Arrizabalaga and Robert Sanchez at Chelsea, David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal, because we hear Raya has chosen to join Arsenal over Bayern Munich, and that's the conversation. And when people say that he's coming in as a replacement, as rather to play second fiddle, as an understudy, if you like, for Aaron Ramsdale, do you think that's a conversation? Because Raya was a better goalkeeper.
One of the best goalkeepers
compared to Ramsdale last season.
I saw the stats yesterday, and it was actually very close.
You see Raya as second fiddle to Ramsdale, or competition to Ramsdale.
Well, this is England. I think Aaron Ramsdale will always have the notch over David Raya anytime, any day. And it's actually very confusing for me why Raya is moving to Arsenal. He wants to be one of the best second goalkeepers in the world. That's what happened to Sergio Romero. 2016, he proved his method in the Europa League. He still stayed put at Manchester United. He was second fiddle to De Gea for a host of years. That's why he moves there.
How about Robert Sanchez and Kepa Arrizabalaga at Chelsea? UT.
It looks quite confusing, but I feel if the man Sanchez moves to Chelsea, I think every manager has their preference. So it looks like at this time Mauricio Pochettino wants him at Chelsea, and if he goes there, possibly he may just be the number one at the expense of Kepa.
Let me add about Chelsea. The beauty about Chelsea is usually about competitiveness. There's no point saying, oh, he's going to be this ahead of this.
Yeah.
But typically, most other clubs, it's not always like that. They say, oh, this number one, you have to be number two.
090-222-31011. Welcome.
Yes.
All right, Melody, 25 seconds.
Yeah, just Godola should sign on this day or Jeremy Duku. But they are still married and there's no investment. They want to sign somebody so that Man City can be good to go. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, guys, that's it for the show this afternoon. Blind, anything we're missing out?
Well, I think that's the news. What's the name now? Paris Saint-Germain are set to trigger Ousmane Dembele's release clause.
Private clause.
Yeah, and it's just what the conversation is all about. And for Tottenham Hotspur, I hear the Bayern Munich is set to offer £85 million offer for the man.
I want to break that £80 million dock. That's interesting. Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow if the deals go through. Thank you so much, Blyden. Thank you, for. Well, today's National Girlfriend's Day, and I needed to save some time out for that. Yeah, it was needed. So, Blyden, happy birthday to not happy birthday. Happy birthday to the girlfriends, right? Not happy birthday. Happy Girlfriend's Day to the girlfriends, right?
Absolutely. Not just girlfriends, wives, and the rest.
Definitely.
Special, those lovers we've got. Special, wonderful day for them.
Good female friends.
And for me.
Look at this one.
And for me. The one and special for me.
Yeah, oh wait, Blyden, please say that again.
The one and special for me.
Oh, Blyden.
A wonderful day for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a big announcement very soon, but that's by the way. Phone.
Yeah, happy Girlfriend's Day to all the special women out there doing good, marvelous work behind. Behind every successful man, there's a good woman there. So I think
It's now not just behind, beside as well.
beside
And in front too.
anywhere they want to be on top, anyway.
Yeah.
How? Yeah.
It doesn't have it. Let me just leave it. You see, just say hi to the potential girlfriend. They want you to have in the future. Right, so this is clearly a joke. Happy Girlfriend's Day to all of the ladies connected to all of us. We love you so much. And what's life without the ladies? I mean, the drama, the excitement, the advice, the prayers, the love, every single
You
thing.
had to start with a drama, man.
Yeah, well, I do not know why it came out like that, but of course, I can't mention names because the names are quite long, especially for me. Yeah, I'm a man that has
The ladies' man.
not the ladies' man. I'm a man that has been loved.
By many.
Yeah, by many.
I
We're
understand.
saying the same
No,
thing.
it's not. It's not.
I
It's not.
understand. Very-
To every single lady who's loved me, thank you so much. I love you too. My name is Marizona, and I'm out. I had Blyden Okiem, UT David, and Funny Tina for company. See you tomorrow.
A new day has just begun, and I wear my colors on my back. We created equal, one race and that's human. Can't wait till they all see that. Say,